Roof racks, baby, you put them on in a downpour. The plan here is to get all of my plants that I've been growing for the last 3 years into my car to take them to the Forides equipment. And I've already compressed quite a few of them into bags. First I thought there was like nearly 4 square meters of trees. After bagging them, I think I'm down to about 2.5. I'll fit, just. How impressive is this little tree? I grew them from seed. The root system of this is just as extensive underneath as it is on top. Imagine the moisture this thing can hold underground. And fertilised because it's a nitrogen fixer. Just boarded the boat. What I'm going to do is test the ground to start with. I've got 7 points plotted out. I'm going to take a 1 square meter section and take a good look at what is on the ground in these different points. Starting here, take a look at how dry, dusty the ground is. And then we're going to take a close look at what plants we have, what animal or life we have, and what seeds we have. And I'll do a soil test as well. And I poured water in and gave it a shake. The timing, how long it takes for the water to get through, is an indicator of how much biological material there is, how much moisture there is. I'm not sure I can wait long enough for it to go 1 ring. Mostly dirt, 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 dark dirt, clay, organic material. I'm trying to calculate the catchment, how much area that I have of water catchment that's going to go through my block if I do a little bit of engineering. So this road here is probably the very left edge. Behind the car where that brown building is, and I'm not sure where I'm pointing to the camera, is the property between the brown and the white building. This water runs just below it, so my catchment area goes from about where that post is, because it's downhill, and this hillside, Google Earth that's 1/2 square kilometre of catchment area. Now let's see where it goes. So it looks like this is the top of the road here, so anything that comes down that mountain, and as you can see from the erosion gully, there is some rain. All of that coming down there comes across on these paddocks, comes onto here. Now the water's still trapped here, it hasn't gotten off anywhere. So it's still running down, so effectively the road becomes a river. And then it goes into the next door neighbour's block there. If I can just put some speed humps on that road, then I can channel all the water down along that boundary. I am at the top right hand side of the block facing up. South is facing down. So I've got a good passive solar aspect here. So this is my top paddock. I've done a soil analysis test and it's like lousy. It's all this. So what's happened is 50 years ago they stopped cultivating here because they'd actually washed it all away effectively. They'd get their rotary hose in, pick up rock, pile the rock up, bang, 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 and there's the mountain up there on the right hand side of the rock. And then they would cultivate and lose the topsoil year after year. So by every standard, this block is considered a dog, and I bought it really from this island's point of view very cheap. So I've got this. Now, the most important factor on any land is being able to water your trees, water your plants. When you do the calculation off a rooftop, we've got 1/2 metre of rain here. So after that calculation, you go 1/2 metre per square metre per year is 1/2 tonne of water. At 100 square metre rooftop, that's 50 tonne of water. If I have one tree with a 2-inch trunk this way, and that tree requires 2 tonne of water, and I've got 100 trees, I need 200 tonne of water. So where does that come from? 50 tonne of water from a roof isn't going to work. So if you can capture the water that's on the ground and soak it in, at least for winter, this is 1,000 square metres from here up to the reeds. That 1,000 square metres is 500 tonne of water. 100 trees need 200 tonne of water. So I've got more than enough, at least in winter. So you either put a tank in, or like a big one, or you truck in water. And I've calculated I could put 300 trees in here. So my initial thought was to be able to capture water off the road, filter that water. I've designed a system where the final filter is a swell filter above the tank. And so I capture water off the road, filter it, put it in the tank, but then you go, that's only good in winter. You can only fill it up once and then the rain stops, and so you've got one tank of water done. So how big is the biggest tank you can put on here? In plastic, it's 10 tonne, which is pretty small. That's a lot of fills up from trucks. So really the answer for now, for me, is to put a tank in and get it filled up. I should say private trucks, people that have wells and they sell their water, and it sells at 20 tonne for 60 euros plus tax, which is 70 euros. So 20 tonne of water or 20 cubic meters is 70 euros. So I fill the tank up. So where do I put it? Do I put it so I can actually capture the road runoff? And we've just seen that actually, I didn't show you the number, it's 4,000 square meters of water, which is at the other calculation. 1,000 square meters is 500 tonne. It's 2,000 tonne of water that's going to come running down that road. If I can put that into the ground using swales, then I have a winter catchment system that puts the water in the ground. The swales you grow your trees on, and your ground covers to protect it from the weeds and such things, and the microbiology, and keep the moisture as a sponge under the ground. So I plant up swales up here with trees on them, use that in winter, tank the water in summer, and I've calculated I can put in 300 trees with a tank my first year, because they require less next year and the year after when they grow and create shading. So my question is, where do I put a tank? Do I put it where I can capture water from the road? Do I put it down the property where a roof is going to go and I can fill it up from roof water? But I don't know where that house is going to be. So I'm a little bit stumped. I got to make that decision today. Where do I put it? Do I put it so I can fill it up from the roof of the house and the road? Just the roof of the house, or just tankers? Stay tuned. Of course, this Creating Sustainability page. Everything up to now has been about understanding water and about all the new discoveries that have been made about water, so we can use water to our advantage and nature's advantage. I have a property here, it's just under 12,000 square meters on an island in Cyclades. I have an area which is on the bottom facing up. This is a section which is kind of like a catchment area, which is the beginning of what I'd call a river. So I'm going to put a pond in here. I can capture the water, create soil. So I have water production, I have a wetland, which is going to then bring in the native animals and what have you in time, because I've only got 2 months on this project for now. In time, the boundary line is this big tree and that other conifer type tree. That's the upper limit of the boundary, and then this wall into here. Aspect wise, we have sunset, sunrise, south. South is facing that way down to the river. So it has a beautiful passive solar aspect. So this whole area can be tree lined. There's going to be a lot of potential growth here because of water. We can actually fix up that stone house in time and then put a little jetty out here for the winter rains. Be able to sit here under the trees and enjoy it and have water catchment and basically benefit all of the local ecology. So I'm setting that up now, marked from the lowest point on the property. So this is what it kind of looks like. Each peg is placed 3 meters apart, so it can easily and quickly measure. So there's your dam line, which is not parallel to the road, but it is more on contour. Now, this part of the property is the left-hand side road facing up, and there's a lot of erosion up there where the dirt road is, a lot of catchment area. So I intend to put some speed humps across there in cement, just little ones, and that way a low water flow will flow the water into the property, and then take this wall out and build a road here on contour as far up as it'll go, and then just drop it into the dam. But mark this as my top entry point, mark this as my bottom entry point. I'm going to run a road up here, and then on this road I'm going to do off it, I'm going to have the water coming in and run it into a swale, a contour swale, which is 180 meters long, which runs around the contour. That bush there just to the left of it and around where the big tree is, it'll be just to this side of the tree. And then we'll plant that up at this stage with nitrogen fixes. I'll get into why later.